Hey guys, never stop done here today, and I'm going to be making a tier list of my top 10 units after the first part of the Legends Festival 2022. Now, the Legends Festival has given us a few new units. We got a new LF, we got a new Sparking, we got a few extremes that I won't be taking into account, but it has changed the way the meta looks, and I'm gonna say it is interesting to see a few units where they stand at the moment, in my opinion. Of course, we're gonna be taking a look at all these units, all the Legends Limited, all the Ultras, all the normal Sparkings at 10 stars minimum, because I feel like that's a pretty even space for them to pretty much do the most they can do, and they're close to their max potential. So first of all, we'll take a look at some honorable mentions. Now, the first honorable mention I want to state is Ultra Super VEGETA. Now, a lot of people probably say no way you put him there, he could be a top 10 unit definitely, but I've got to say I feel like Fusion Warriors isn't too great at the moment. It hasn't got too much of a buff since he came out, and they are on the title of things, but he is still a very good unit who is close to the top 10 in my opinion. He is a very good unit. I just feel like the teams here can be put on at the moment aren't really too great at the moment, and he's not really too crucial for the meta to be like too useful, especially with very powerful red units about at the moment that can just take him out pretty easily if you get caught just in a combo. So that's my first honorable mention. Next, we will take a look at the androids. I feel like the androids are still pretty darn good in this meta. I feel like their endurance nullification, just having that is crazy. Their tag ability is nuts. Them having the ability to nullify cover changes is really good in this meta, because there are a lot of cover change units that can just cover change anything, and if you get the green card off with either of them, it's fantastic, and their damage is still very good. So they are my next honorable mention, very useful in my opinion. Next, we are going to take a look at, where is he? Did I put him here? Oh, there he is. MUI GOKU. I think MUI GOKU is, I'd say, my last honorable mention for now. I think he is pretty crazy with everything that's been going on with Sun Family, especially with the new Tag Force, Beast Gohan, Pan. His usability on a Sun Family team is actually pretty darn good. He can get the support, he can just like wait out your opponent's attacks with his gorge, make it so that your teammates could come in faster as well. His blue card, great for that as well, because if you get it off, it reduces your teammates' sub counts, and honestly, he's just a good unit to just be able to kind of do some decent damage here and there, do the cover changes that need to. Like him with Beast Gohan, their cover changes are very annoying, so he is a very good unit in my opinion, and he is close to the top 10, but I'd say there is a considerable gap between these two and Ultra Super VEGETA as well. And that's all I'm gonna state for the honorable mentions. I know I normally add way too much to the honorable mentions, but we'll leave it at that for now. Let's start moving on to our top 10. In our 10th position, I am going to put the LF Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, LF Super Saiyan Trunks, in my opinion, is actually a really good unit. Now that Hybrid Saiyans have kind of gotten pushed way further up, they are looking to be very good at the moment. They have a very good green unit, because this guy, of course, his green card giving him that ultimate is really good. The ultimate giving him Vanish Restoration is fantastic. Like getting 70% of your Vanish back is really good, and being able to do that twice is fantastic in my opinion. His ability to draw a card after using it 3 times in a row to extend his combos, making him so that he can just get that damage in, is actually insane. I really do like this unit, but I feel like because I don't have him quite highly starred, I don't use him as much, but I've come across highly starred, as I said, 10 stars or more. It is danger territory when you're up against him, so I definitely say he is definitely a contender for top 10. Next, we are going to move on to, I'd say the next I'm gonna put the new Android 17. He actually is very good in my opinion. He does quite a lot for his team. GT were in desperate need for a new purple unit, and in my opinion, he kind of fulfills that role very well. He can do very good damage. He gives some pretty nice supports. His lock-in ability with his main ability is actually pretty damn ridiculous, because lock-ins at the moment, I'd say, are probably one of the most valuable things to have, because with all the cover changes that are out there, like you have the Super Saiyan 4 Goku who could just like cover change rushes, which is crazy. You have these revival units, endurance units. Being able to lock in a unit that doesn't necessarily have endurance or revival and just be able to take them out completely is actually fantastic, because then your opponent's left with their 2 battle members or less, and their unit that they could have used like desperately, like let's say you get Pan or the new Tag 4s, they are gone, and that's a massive force they needed to be able to take you out. He is very good. His green card is nice. All his support and just like his whole kit is pretty good. I feel like they could have maybe made him a bit better in some of the aspects he does. Like I feel like they tried to do a bit too much in a lot of areas, and they haven't like fully utilized it. But still, in my opinion, he is a very good unit, and I definitely put him in the top 10 at the moment. Next, I'm gonna say, a lot of people probably don't think so, but I actually really like this Piccolo. I've come across him on the movies team setup, and he is very annoying. His blast damage is actually terrifying. He does so much, especially that first blast attack where it's like increased amount of damage for the first one, and it just obliterates people. Like, it is insane. His green card is very good, especially as the fact that he gets just a bunch. He has pretty good strike damage as well, which is annoying. And then his blue card is insane. His main ability giving him his vanish back, giving him the ultimate, and the ultimate, I think when I first initially tried him out, Zenkai 7 buff, just one Zenkai 7 buff, his ultimate was able to like just one shot so many units in the game. Is actually ridiculous how much damage that could do. So I think he is very good. He is very annoying. That ability to make it so that once he's been hit, you can't swap for a certain amount of time is again that lock-in ability, which is very annoying, because there's been a few times after a combo of attacking this guy, you're stuck in, you can't do anything, and then your enemy has been able to just pummel you, take out that unit in that few time accounts, which honestly sucks, but that just happens and you can't really do too much about it. So I definitely say he is worthy of being in my top 10. Next, we're gonna go on to our first Ultra, the Ultra Super Gogeta. I think Ultra Super Gogeta is still a fantastic unit. He can be on a movies team setup where he could be with Pan and everything and get that support, but even then, without being on that team, he is still very powerful. His strike damage is fantastic, green card fantastic. Like, everything he does, he can do cover change, nullification, type neutrality after your teammate has been taken out, lock in your opponents. Once again, these three have all had the common ability to lock in your opponents. I think a lock-in is just ridiculous, and then being able to have it so that he nullifies endurance for so long. He has the ability to have 2 ultimates similarly to the Trunks is fantastic. He can just obliterate people in the few time accounts he has to lock in your opponents and then just attack them. Like, it is actually ridiculous. So he is definitely in the 7th position in my opinion. Next, we're gonna go on to Ultra Broly. So Ultra Broly is actually a very annoying unit at the moment, especially with a new green LF being introduced into the game. He can do pretty well against them. He is obviously a very annoying unit to come across because he has crazy good defenses. He can do a ton of damage. He has that annoying cover change ability. He has a lot to his kit. Like, as I said, I don't have this unit myself, so all I can really base it off is the Broly's I've gone up against, and from what I'm seeing, he is very good. The annoying thing about him is just him being able to just tank. I think he is a fantastic tank, and he like disrupts you in annoying ways, makes it so that you can't continue that like destructive combo where you would have taken someone out. You have to maybe try and drop, and doing that time you're trying to drop, they might catch you off guard with an attack. Like, it's very annoying seeing him just as one of the other battle members when you're up against someone, because you have to try and think, how am I going to outplay this Brody? And I think he does that very well. A very good unit, and it sucks that I didn't put him, but that's also Brody for you. Next, we're going to move on to our top 5 now. Our top 5, I think a lot of people would just say the top 5 is a given, but you can maybe swap a couple of them around. For me personally, I am going to put the LF Future Gohan. He is like a crucial member of the hybrid Saiyan set with Beast Gohan and Pan. That trio is still one of the most annoying to face, because you have that endurance from him, you have that cover change that even if you don't get the cover change on blasts, it destroys 2 of your opponent's cards, which is insane because that just disrupts combos insanely. He actually does decent strike damage. He has his unique platinum equipment that makes it so that his support and damage is actually pretty darn crazy. His vanish restoration from using strikes is very good. He can do very nice blue damage. His green card is good. His main ability is very annoying because I believe it locks your blue and green cards so that your enemy just can't do anything with that anymore, and then he can make it so that with his ultimate he does a lot of damage with it. And as I said, with the endurance, I think that is just the icing on the cake in my opinion, because it just makes it so that you can control people's rushes. If they don't have like an endurance nullification unit or someone going for ultimate when he's like less than 50% health, he is going to be very annoying as someone on your team. So he is definitely 5th position for me. Next, actually, have I got him close up here? Where is he? He's our latest Zenkai unit, the Zenkai LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku. I recently just 7-starred him myself, and from what I'm seeing, he is great. His unique platinum equipment is fantastic because, of course, if you got the red slot for the last slot, he does a lot of damage, ultimate damage, special move damage, inflicted damage. He can then do more just pure strike and blast damage through the middle one, and then with his Zenkai, he just does a lot of damage. Like, he has come with very, very powerful attacks. His strike and blast are crazy, blue card crazy. His green card is much more valuable to actually get off now, because before it used to just swap your opponent and just give you a few buffs, but now it gives you vanish back, and that vanish restoration is actually insane in my opinion, because there have been a lot of times where I'm up against a red unit in this position, I don't have my vanish, I cast him sidestep and get the green card off, he's got his vanish back, and I don't have to worry about going up against the red unit for a pretty long time. So he is very good in that aspect. And then now he has 2 cover changes where he could just like cover change anything, as long as they don't have cover change nullification unit out. If they rush, if they use an ultimate, if they use a very powerful special move or anything like that, you could just avoid it completely with this guy. And overall, I just think they did this guy's Zenkai very, very well. A very good Zenkai 4 and LF, and I could see him being pretty high up for a while, as long as, I don't know, if GT gets a few more buffs, he can be good in that aspect. But on Sun Family, he is very good. So definitely 4th place for me. Next, we move on to our top 3. Now, top 3 is just a given. We know that the 3rd place is Pan. Pan is probably my 2nd most annoying unit to ever go up against. Her first one is actually her granddad, the hero Hercule, who I just think was the dumbest decision that Legends ever made. It made it so that I'm not even going to go into him, but let's just take a look at Pan. Pan does a lot of damage. Her strike damage is good, her blast damage is good, her blue card is very good, her green card is ridiculous because it reduces your teammate sub count, makes it so that you can go back into there. I believe it locks your enemy's main ability for a couple of timer counts as well, and then while she's getting hit, she reduces your key so that you can use less cards than you want to, which is annoying, and she does it by a lot. Then I believe her green card also reduces key, which is like insane amount of just annoyance right there. Then she has a cover change against strikes, her main ability, which gives her a green card and a blue card, the two things that are the most annoying thing about her. She then reduces sub count with the main. She uses the green card to reduce even more sub count, so you can just go into your teammates again. And overall, she's just one of the most insane support units ever, because she supports the team as well, and along with everything I've just said, she gives really good support for the battle members. And I just thought it's insane that this unit, who we were able to get for free, was just given this amount of power. Like, she is going to be annoying for a very long time, and it just makes sense that you see her like 99% of the time. Next, we're moving on to a second place, the tag fours. These two came in like, yep, we can pretty much dominate them. They do have the ability to just take out everyone. Goku, he has really good critical damage. Like, his crit rate goes up. He can do very good crit damage. Their damage just in general with their strike, their blast is very good. And then the blue card, if you get it like powered up, first of all, with the amount of cards you destroy, if you destroy 3, you get all your values back. If you destroy 2, I believe it's around 75%, and then 1 is 50%. I'll need to check that again. I think it might be 25%, 50%, 100%, but I haven't checked it in a while, and I know it's just a certain amount. But if you get it with the full hand destroyed, you are doing a lot of damage, and you are getting your vanish back, which is insane. And then upon tagging out into VEGETA, he draws cards, he gets card draw speed, he under certain conditions can make it so that he doesn't have to worry about cover changes, or he can just go crazy with it. They have an area green card, which is very good because you can catch people off guard with cover changes with that. You then draw a card as well to continue your combo, and it's all ridiculous in my opinion. And I think what's even more ridiculous is when you tag back into Goku, Goku gets a blue card, and that makes it so that he just has that devastating blue card to take people out. And there have been a lot of cases where I have come across blue unit or a purple unit where I've tagged into the correct Goku or Vegeta to handle that color typing, and I've just pretty much watched out because I had a full hand, had a blue, took him out. Like, I'm pretty sure in a few videos I've done, you've seen that happen, and it is insane to see them absolutely annihilate like some of the top units in the game. And I just absolutely love how they feel at the moment. Hopefully GT get a few more buffs so that GT can be a very good team, but with 2 GT units being top 4 in my opinion, and then another one in top 10, they're looking pretty juicy at the moment. So that's my number 2 unit. Now on to number 1. I think we all know Beast Gohan is the king at the moment. Like, it is actually ridiculous what he is capable of doing. His damage is outright disgusting. It is so much damage that you just have to swap. You could have a green unit out and he could do that much damage, because if he has used a green card beforehand or blue, he's got that and his gorge is filled and he's used up that gorge, he has that ability where he will then go type neutral. He will just do so much damage, and then if the gorge is filled up, he doesn't have to worry about cover changes anymore. His damage will just be insane. He cover changes 2 times any attack other than rising rushes. He then makes it so that if your enemy rushes him, he gets endurance, he heals, and he just gets too good to be true. He is really good. Like, I would have liked to see if his blast damage was as good as his strike, but that's not the case. I think his strike is incredible, but his blast is insane too. Like, it's actually insane what he's able to do. So in my opinion, he is definitely number 1 at the moment. I'd say these 2 are the closest to him at the moment, but other than that, I'd say he's just too good at the moment. And I forgot, I'm gonna add a little honorable mention. I should have added this earlier. Final form Cooler, I feel like with less Super Saiyans around, he has fallen off being in the top 10 in my opinion. I completely forgot about this dude until I just looked here and saw that he was there. So I'm gonna add him there. He still can be a danger to society because he is very annoying. Once again, that locking ability with his strikes and everything is insane. So that's a quick little add to that. But this is my top 10 with my honorable mentions. I think it's a pretty good top 10. You could maybe swap these 2 around because I know this guy on the setup with Pan and beats Gohan is insane, but then this guy is insane now. He could be on Sun Family with these 3. You could even have these 5 all together, which is insane if you think about it. Like, you can work that out some way, but I think this is really good. I feel like part 2 will change this pretty drastically. I don't know which route they'll take. Maybe Tournament of Power, maybe Future, maybe Fusion Warriors or something like that. Who knows? It could even be a second part for GT or Dragon Ball Super Superhero. Like, there's a lot of ways it could go, and we don't really know at the moment. So depending on what happens, this will change drastically. But this is what I think is my top 10 units in the game at the moment during the first part of Legends Festival. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this will change after part 2, and let me know in the comment section below if you think otherwise of any of these units. But other than that, guys, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, hit that like button. I will see more in the future. Subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.